Today, I'm going to tell you why I think that the model cycles and model samples have the best sequencer of any budget Groovebox. Freebie. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let's get started. So, you heard me right. In my opinion, the Elektron model cycles and model samples have the best sequencer available on any of the budget Grooveboxes. Let's call that going up to like the Roland MC101, which is right around the $500 mark. And just to put it into perspective, the model cycles here, as well as the model samples, can both be had for just under $300. So actually quite a bit of price difference there. Anyway, let's talk about the sequencer. Now, of course, these are Elektron boxes. Elektron is known far and wide for their incredible sequencers, especially in like the Digitact and the Digatone. And then, of course, moving on to things like the Octatrack, they always knock it out of the park when it comes to sequencers. And, while some may say what they will about the model cycles sounds, or the model samples, and its somewhat limited capacity to tweak the samples that are put into it, one thing that almost everybody can agree on is that the sequencer in these budget boxes is just insanely powerful. It is crazy how powerful the sequencer is, and at the same time, Elektron has managed to keep it quite intuitive. So let's go ahead and list off some reasons why I think it is awesome. So first of all, for me, it has a very, very easy toggle right here to get into punch-in mode, where you can punch your notes in, or playing mode. So when the record button is not lit, you have all your pitches down there for whatever sound you happen to be on. And then whenever you turn the write mode on, all of a sudden you have a sequencer grid here, 16 steps to put in your sounds. Just like that. So it's very easy to toggle in and out of input mode, which it really reminds me of working with the pocket operators, which of course are very simple to pick up and are actually quite deep as well. But yeah, I really, really enjoy the toggle between off and on when it comes to working in a confined space for your write mode. Then let's just jump right into what perhaps is the most powerful part of the sequencer, which are the parameter locks. When you have your input mode on, you can simply hold whatever step you would like to adjust and change that parameter. So let's shut off the decay here of step 9. You can hear it right there. No decay. Even if we change the overall decay of the whole patch, step 9 still has that parameter lock. And it's incredibly easy to clear those parameter locks as well. We can simply hold 9, simply wiggle the decay knob, press clear. Now it says clear decay locks. Just like that. And the way the buttons are situated between your two hands, you can start flying around this very easily. And it quickly becomes quite intuitive and easy to use. And these parameter locks work for any step for any parameter. And it's just incredible. We can crank the pitch here. We can bump up the delay send here. Let's add some color to this one. Some shape right here and some sweep. Just like that. Now, after parameter locks comes the undo button. And this is so crucial, and I just cannot understand why more Grooveboxes don't include the undo button. So let's say here that we put an extra kick drum right here. And let's say we have a ton of reverb on it. And we're like, oh no, I didn't want reverb there. Simply, within a few seconds of changing the parameter, just press the back button and it will completely undo that change. So let's try to do that in real time. So hold 7, turn up the reverb. Nope, don't like it, press the back button, it's off. Just like that. Super cool. And if you very quickly mess something up, you can very quickly undo that mess up by just tapping the undo button. And that is a very, very underrated feature. Now, of course, all these things we're looking at here are on a per step basis. And we've just been working with a 16-step sequence. So what if we want to have a longer pattern? What if we want to have 32, 48, or 64 steps? Well, simply hold function, press page. Now we can continue to press page and we can see our pattern length. we'll go from 16 to 32, then 48, then 64. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, and 4 measures. Now if we go back to the main screen, we can actually have full resolution for all 64 steps of our pattern, which is so nice. So as long as I'm still in write mode, I can click page, and we can page through all 4 measures of our pattern. And we actually have an indicator light that shows which of the 4 measures that we are on. So we can go in and individually adjust those steps as we see fit. And that includes parameter locks, whatever else we want to do. It's all right there. And it's super easy and intuitive. It's very hard to get lost when you have an indicator for what measure you are on, which is so cool. And it's so transparent of where you are as well. Just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, awesome. And of course, still on the concept of individual steps, let's talk about how easy it is to copy and paste something. So let's go to a new track. Let's go to track 2, which is the snare drum. So let's just go ahead and put some snare drums in here, just 2 and 4. Let's go ahead now and dial in a sound that we like for this snare drum. So let's turn up the volume. Let's turn up the decay, turn up the delay, turn up the reverb, and add some sweep. Okay, so awesome. Now, let's say we want to have something a little different on this step here. So we hold it down, and then we'll adjust our shape and our color and our decay, and it'll get kind of weird sounding. Let's listen. Not too weird. Now, of course, we do have 4 measures of our pattern, but we only have sequence snare drum notes on the first measure. So what if we want to copy these? Well, we simply just hold 5 and press copy. Now it's been copied. Now let's go to our second measure here. Let's put this on step 6. So we hold 6, press paste. Now I'm pasting the edited step. Now if I want, I can go back to the first page of our pattern here, the first measure, and copy the other trigger and paste that in where I want. There we go, just like that. So you can see that you can really fly around these individual steps once you get a handle on the basic copy and paste functions, as well as the parameter locks, and then using the little indicator here to see where you are and keep track of where you are in the pattern. It's really cool. And I should mention that parameter locks do work for things like punch as well as gate here, so we can still affect things like that, which is really nice. If I hold down that step, you can see punch is lit up. If I hold down this one, of course it's not. If I hold down this one, the gate open is lit up as well. So yeah, very, very cool how it handles individual parameter locks. And then of course, if you want to record a parameter automation, we can simply just hold record, press play, and then make that adjustment. We can hear all of our automations are saved. That whole thing is just recorded, my knob twiddling there. So that is very, very powerful as well. Now I'm barely scratching the surface on all of this stuff. It can basically go as deep as you'd like. I'm really just trying to show off the attention to detail that has gone into making these boxes so intuitive and easy to use. Now speaking of easy to use, let's talk about something that I'm discovering is almost a necessity on a Groovebox. In fact, I'm going to call it a necessity, and that, if we hold function and press click here, is the ability to have a count in. So on the click generator menu here, if we scroll to pre, we can either check that box or uncheck it, and that is going to count us off. It's going to give us a count of 4 when we want to record stuff in live. So the way we do that is we hold record and press play. There's our click. Now, ignored what I played there, it was really bad, but the cycles did auto-quantize it for me. And that's because you can actually select if you want to record quantized or unquantized by hitting the play button to alternate between the two types when you're holding record to start your click in. Just making a hot mess of garbage right now, but that's okay. Just trying to show off these ideas here. Really quick, let's talk about patterns. And the way that the cycles and samples handle patterns is just incredible. Now, when I press the pattern button, you can see that number 1 lights up right here, indicating that I am on pattern 1. Also, T1 over here lights up, indicating that I'm on bank 1. So I'm on pattern 1 of bank 1. Now, bank 1 includes 16 different patterns for us to use. And again, each pattern can be 64 steps long if we want it to. Each of these T buttons here is a different bank of 16 patterns. So you get 96 patterns per project. And you can actually have up to 96 projects as well. And these patterns are fully chainable. So you can have some pretty long, fully sequenced, full resolution sequenceable songs on here. And it's really cool. It's very powerful. That's 96 patterns, each up to 64 unique, individual, fully sequenceable steps. Very powerful. And there's nothing else that comes close to this at this price point right now. So yeah, very, very cool. Copying and pasting patterns is also pretty easy. So I press pattern, I hold 1, I press copy, press pattern, let's paste it to slot 5, hold paste. There we go. Now, if I press pattern, I've got pattern 1 and pattern 5. Let's go into pattern 5 and let's just make this one 16 steps long. Let's go to the kick track here and let's just put a kick on every step. So now if I want to chain these, I can just go pattern, hold 1, and then press 5. It's going to say pattern A1 to pattern A5. Here's play. Now pattern 1, of course, is 4 measures long. Now here's pattern 5. And then back to pattern 1, because pattern 5 was only 1 measure long. Hey everybody, Freebeat here. While editing this video, I realized that I forgot to tell you why I didn't include the trigger chance and trigger conditions feature in this video, and that's because they are so complex and so powerful that I actually have 2 standalone videos on that topic, on those topics, I guess I should say. But yeah, they are linked down in the description below, so be sure to check those out because they are also incredibly powerful and they definitely go towards making this sequencer so freaking awesome. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, just incredibly intuitive, incredibly powerful, and incredibly budget friendly. I highly recommend that everybody have a Model Cycles or a Model Samples in their arsenal just for the sequencer alone. Of course, you can sequence external gear via MIDI with these as well. Now, the one downside is that they don't have polyphony, but again, at that price point and you know, all the other features, I think the trade-off is well worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.